Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, as it should. We're not going to be here for a very long show, but we're here for a very informative show. There have been a couple things that have been developing over the past couple days. I haven't gotten the chance to really cover it in regards to this particular case right here. And so I wanted to make sure we talked about that. And then, of course, something really big happened today. So while we were watching the Alec Baldwin day one of his trial, something dropped, something big, something major dropped today. And I'm asking, could there be corruption? Could there be corruption within this particular case? Not only just other cases, but this particular case that we're here talking about. And no matter what, we need to bring justice for all people, no matter their walk of life. We need justice and clarification, clarity. And it looks like there could very well be some corruption in the Bahamas. Yeah. Pretty wild stuff. So do me a favor, guys. Before we get into everything, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it. Do what it do. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook or other platforms. And if you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook or X/Twitter, please go hit that follow button. And of course, go over to my other platforms as well, Instagram and TikTok as well. Hit that follow button over there, please, and thank you. That would be greatly appreciated. Of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there as well, please. And of course, hit that join button down below. Become a member, support this channel if you can. If you appreciate the way I cover pop culture all the way to true crime and true crime all the way to pop culture and everything in between, make sure to hit that join button and become a member, or go check out Patreon. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show is going down. It's go over there, scrolling down below me right now as we speak. Okay, guys, we got to get into this, okay? We're not going to be here for a very long time, but we're here for an informative night, okay? There has been some new developments and new updates revolving around Taylor Casey's case. Now, if you guys don't remember, this woman went out to the Bahamas for a yoga certification kind of retreat, a yoga retreat. But while she was at this yoga retreat, she's getting an opportunity to get her certification so she can come back to the States and teach the way of the samurai, right? She went to the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat, and apparently it is a really great retreat in the Bahamas. It's gotten great reviews, okay, according to Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. Okay. Now, the thing is that she was down there, she was learning, getting educated, enjoying her time, sending out photos, text messaging and phone calling her mama, telling her mom, I'm having a great time. It's so celestial. It's so everything I ever expected it to be and more. Really sounded like Taylor was having a ball. A fantastic, fantastic time, until out of nowhere, she ends up missing. And one of the reasons why she was reported missing is because she did not show up to class when she was supposed to be there, right? Now, we've already talked about at great lengths about how the resort, how the actual yoga center, the yoga school, or whatever you want to call it, the retreat, how they have actually been conducting themselves surrounding this individual's missing case. Now, we even saw Brian Enton, who was the one who really broke this case. So shout out to Brian Enton and News Nation. But he went down to the Bahamas to actually investigate this himself. He saw where Taylor would go and take classes. He saw the resort. He saw the beach and the blue, clear blue waters and all that. But he did not see not one poster about her missing case anywhere on the resort or in the surrounding areas of the resort. In fact, didn't see anything, okay? Didn't see anything in regards to people looking for Taylor, for even that, okay? It's very weird, okay? Long story short, very, very odd. Of course, he went over there, Brian Enton, of course, went over there, tried to ask questions, tried to see like, hey, what's really going on here, right? Do his due diligence, check things out, try to see if he can investigate, interview people that are actually residing at the resort or matriculating at the actual yoga retreat, maybe some of these students that are trying to get their certification as well, and whatnot. And what happened? Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat actually pushed back and was like, hey, and I said it in a joking manner before, but really they said, we come in peace, but honestly, we do not want your energy in here, because they didn't want their students to know that there could possibly be a monster lurking out here in these beaches. It's pretty crazy, right? In fact, we've already talked about it before. We've already looked into it. Please go and check out those other videos. But the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat put out a post days after Taylor went missing. In fact, the only time that they really did any type of post was after News Nation made it a story, made it a deal, made it a big deal, saying, hey, the yoga retreat ain't talking about nothing. The resorts ain't talking about nothing. The Bahamian police ain't talking about nothing. They say they're out here in boats and using drones and dogs and divers and all this stuff to try to find Taylor. But Brian was like, I ain't seen nothing. I've seen no presence of that whatsoever. But days later, they did a press conference saying, hey, no. You got it wrong. We out here. We're looking. I think they started looking after the fact, right? Like I said, Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat put out a statement days later as well, after Brian Enton made it very known that there was no proof of any signs, any type of questions or heads up or warning saying that this person was missing. Not one. But then they posted something. Oh, we reached out to the family. We reached out to the Bahamian police department. So we did our part, basically. So if you need anything, if you know anything, please call them. And we hope that our student comes back alive, right? Hope that she's found and all that stuff. Pretty crappy stuff, to be honest. But now we got some new information, which is absolutely crazy, which we are going to talk about here in a second, for sure. Okay? But there is another video that I do want to share with you guys because I think this is really important. And also, I understand that this is kind of splitting the room quite a bit. And I'm wondering, why, baby? Why? But just the other day, Brian Enton had Taylor Casey's good friend and mom on the show. And so I wanted to play that video for you guys. So let's take a look at that, because that happened a couple days ago. Like I said, I was like, do I talk about this or not? But then this new piece of information that happened today, I was like, okay, we are definitely going to put this in the show and talk about it together as a family, aside from this big information. Because to me, the title up above, down below, wherever you're watching this show right here, I think is a very, very telling piece of news, in my personal opinion. But let's take a look at this video. It's from News Nation. Shout out to Brian Enton and News Nation for conducting this interview. The family is here. They're speaking out, and they give us some more details about Taylor and about this investigation into her case. Let's take a listen.
I've been home over a week and a half and haven't heard not one word from them.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing. I would normally with these cases we cover in the US, the detective would, again, at least even if they don't have an update, be reaching out, trying to provide some comfort. I mean, do you have any idea why, Colette, why they would suddenly just almost be ghosting you?
Well, my idea is really saddens me. When I think about it, I'm like, why wouldn't I hear from them? This is my child. I feel like my child had 2 strikes against her.
Now, before we go into the 2 strikes against her, I just want to point out that he's saying, hey, law enforcement in the Bahamas isn't their line of communication is very faulty. Long story short. I think that's very important for you guys to hear. Period, point blank, we already know about this, right? We've heard about this before. When we heard reports of police not actually doing their due diligence, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they go, "Oh, we're doing a press conference. We've been out here with the boats and the divers and the dogs and the drones. We've been putting in our due diligence. We've been doing our work." According to this family, they feel like the police are not doing anything at all. Remember the press release that I read to you guys last week when they broke on it, basically said the fact that they're out here, the police are lying through their teeth about doing certain things when the U.S. embassy officials are also confirming, saying that those things are actually a lie, that what the police are actually saying that they're doing, they're not doing at all. And then, of course, they're sitting there going, wait, why are the police dragging their feet on this situation? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's frustrating. But then I'm wondering, is there something that's going on here? Is there corruption going on here? Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. But hear what she has to say about these 2 things.
When she went over there to that yoga retreat, and one was that she's Black, and the other is that she's transgender. And that disturbs me.
So I'm going to pause that right there. Now, I've already said to you guys before, I don't care if she is transgender or not, unless it plays a part in why Taylor is missing right now. You get what I'm saying? I believe, live your life. Live how you want to live it. Be happy and all that. This has been a rumor that has been circulating all over the internet for a while now, or at least people were talking about it for a while now. And then it obviously, at that time, it's like, okay, is it a rumor? Is it the truth? Right. And I'm in my side of things. I'm like, I'm not going to put out something that, I'm not going to talk about a rumor, right? Unless, I'm reading it from you guys and it's like, oh, we heard that she's transgender. Okay. I'm like, all right, cool. She transgender. Next. For me, it only matters if it's a reason why she is no longer here. That's just my personal opinion. Okay? We don't have to get all political with it or anything of that sort. But I do understand why the parents or the family feels some type of way about this, because it could be the reason why she disappeared. But then it could also be the reason why they're not looking for her. That's a possibility as well. So then when you put that on the table, it starts to make a little bit of sense, right? Just a little bit of sense. You feel me? So when I see something like this, I'm like, oh, damn, okay. She's Black. We already know that. Now we know, confirmed from her mother's mouth, that she is transgender. Okay. Now we got to find out if that could be the reason, if that could be a factor in the reason why she is missing or the reason why she is not being looked for or found right now. You got to remember, it's already tough for Black women to be talked about as far as when they go missing and all that stuff. It's very, very tough. I can only imagine what the situation is now, given the fact that that Taylor is transgender and Black at the same time. It could make things a little weird, especially in these internet streets. People suddenly go, oh, okay, never mind. Next case. When in actuality, it's, hey, this is somebody's child. This is somebody's loved one. This is another soul on this planet that could be anywhere right now. We all should give a damn about finding this individual because it's a life. Period. Just like we talk about, S workers, getting unalived and missing and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's the same situation. Oh, it doesn't matter because, suddenly for some corner of the world, they're expendable. No, they're not. They're human just like you and me. So we should be trying to find this young woman. We should be trying to find Taylor. Period. It's just frustrating when you see certain corners of the world go, nope, don't need that anymore. It's like, oh man, that breaks my heart. Put all your political opinions and ideals aside for a second and help find this young person. Bring this young person back home. Period. So those are indeed factors. Okay? Those are indeed factors, no matter what. Unfortunately, it is. And it could be a situation. Okay? Allegedly, she was talking to a guy. Guy was talking to her, allegedly trying to holler. Okay? Or maybe trying to hit on her. Saying, he was wearing a Celtics hat, right? Wearing all black and sneakers. He was talking to her on the beach, saying that he was really into yoga or something like that. And I'm not saying that he has anything to do with this, but it could be a situation where maybe somebody made a pass and found out that that Taylor was transgender, and that angered that person, and then something bad happened, right? But then at the same time, she could have gone right out into the beach, right out into the ocean, and went swimming and, been taken under by the ocean. I don't know. Anything's possible. But those things should be put into consideration, period, point blank, right? Because I've seen some people get upset about what the mom is saying here, but these are true factors. Yes, I get it's the Bahamas. It's filled with Black people, okay? But that you're not talking about the people that actually go and reside in the residence, in the resorts and all that stuff. There's plenty of people of white and other races that go there. There could be a possibility of some sort of situation here. God only knows. And we're only going to find out once we find out exactly where Taylor is. But the only way we can keep that out there, and the only way we can get closer to finding out where she is if we actually start talking about Taylor's case. It is frustrating to me when it gets to to this level of, now it gets to that situation of I'm not sitting here talking about y'all, y'all who are watching here, the fam, you guys are incredible, but there is a corner of the world that will sit there and just pick and choose. They'll pick and choose who they want to care about, bring attention to, bring awareness about. And that really breaks my heart, because as soon as you hear confirmed, that Taylor happens to be transgender, suddenly everybody and their mama, well, not everybody, but those selective few tend to avert their eyes, avert their attention, and become more focused on something else. And that's sad. We need to be focused on this too. And I will be. So let's continue on. Let's hear the rest from the mom.
Did you did you get a feeling that you weren't being taken seriously, or that the case wasn't being respectfully handled while you were there?
Yes, I got that feeling most of the time. You know, when we're in a room with 18 corporals, lieutenants, superintendents, just a lot of people, and yeah, just a lot of people to deal with and talk to. I didn't understand why does it take these many people? You know, I'm here to find out what happened to my child. My child is missing. Get on the case.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that, because when I was there and they had the press conference, the police made a point of saying that you seemed pleased with their investigation.
You know, and I could see how they're saying that, because my mother taught me manners to say please and thank you. And yes, I was saying to them, thank you for what you're doing. And please, and saying please. I was very polite. They took if it's a mistake if they took my politeness for being pleased. I was not pleased at all with the investigation.
You know, I think it's interesting because you got somebody who is clearly just trying to be cordial. Obviously, it has a level head, especially when she knows that this is an organization, an agency that is holding information. Of course, she's going to do everything she can to be the nicest she can be, the most diplomatic she can be, right in their face, because these people are the ones that are going to go and find her child. So she doesn't want to go, bite the hand that's feeding her information, for lack of a better term. She's going to be like, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the info. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. She's not going to sit there and say, y'all ain't done nothing. She ain't going to do that. Not every parent does that. Okay. Not every parent goes, off the rails and goes crazy. Not every parent does that. Some parents realize, okay, I gotta be nice. Gotta be diplomatic. But I don't understand why I haven't heard nothing. Hadn't seen no posters about my child anywhere. Heard you guys aren't out here looking for my child. What's up with that? You know what I mean? So I don't blame her for being diplomatic. I really don't.
Yeah, and I can understand why. Emily, the ashram's email to the family, which we read part of it, says the facts gathered by the police and the family indicate Taylor left voluntarily with the intent to return. Is there any reason that you can come up with that she would have left voluntarily? And I've been there, so I'm envisioning it. I mean, it's not an easy place to just leave. It's an island, so it's hard to imagine how she would even do that. But I mean, what do you make of the ashram, coming up with that conclusion?
In my opinion, that's a really convenient story for them. I mean, let's be real. Taylor spent thousands of dollars to be there. She wanted the skills and the peace and the wellness offered by the teacher training. For them to say that the evidence points to Taylor having left of her own volition, I think they want us to accept that so that they can just turn their hands up and go about business as usual. But everything that we've been told does not point to Taylor having left of her own volition.
Now, yeah, I mean, here it is though, guys. I mean, anything's possible here. She literally could have left on her own merit, right? She could have left on her own merit and then walked into danger. That's possible. Or she could have gone off to hike. And let's be real, maybe nothing sinister happened. Maybe she went to go on a hike or something like that and fell. That's a possibility too. But no matter what, just because she left the area, let's just say they went with that theory. Oh, she left on her own recognizance. She left happy and dandy as hell. It still doesn't mean that she ain't missing. It still doesn't change the fact that she's missing. Now, does it? No. I can answer for you right now. No, it doesn't. It does not change the outcome. It does not change the situation that they're in right now. So for the fact that the police are like, well, she left on her own recognizance, everything's fine. Huh? She's gone. Where did she go? That's the problem. I don't care if she was skipping down the doggone streets, okay? Singing happy songs and stuff. She is still missing. It could be as simple and as small as a terrible accident, like her falling. Maybe she went off into some mountainous area, maybe some hilly area, something like that, hiked in the area, tripped and fell, and something bad happened to her. Or somebody took her, or somebody did something to her, right? No matter what, she is still missing. We need to figure out where she is. But for the fact that they're like, oh yeah, she left on her own time, that'd be good. That's fine. She'll turn up. Give her time. Yeah. No. It's been over 2 weeks. Let's just find her already. Just saying. But let's continue. That's so ridiculous. It just seems so like island, but in a comical way. Like I feel like we're watching as if they were plopped into a random a true crime comedy movie where they're in this small town and they're in there and they're like, we're looking for Clint. And then Clint's like, or the cops are like, well, Clint tends to just go off and, duck hunting. He'll be gone for like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, just because he's gone for 3 weeks, I mean, he could still be duck hunting. So give it time, baby. He'll be right back. He always is. Clint always comes back. And it's like, wait a second. But Clint's been gone for 3 weeks and he said he was going to be back in 2. So he's missing right now. So cops, are you gonna police? Are you going to police? Or are you just going to sit on your hands? And that's basically kind of what's going on here. Oh, she left on her own recognizance. She'll come back. Don't worry about the thing. It'll be fine. Island life, gal. Island life. And it's like, wait a second. No, she's still missing. She hasn't shown up to any of her classes. It's been 2 weeks. She has dropped crazy amount of money to be a part of this retreat, to get her certification. There is no way on God's green earth she would not come back on time to be at these classes. This is how passionate she is about these things. So don't give me the give it time, gal. She'll be back type of BS. It's the island, though. The island does that to people, Like, shush. She gone. Where is she? It's time to rev up the engines and start trying to find this loved one. It just feels like a crazy, backwards freaking movie or something. I don't know. It's just, it's frustrating, guys. It's really frustrating. Let's go.
What do you make, Colette, of the way the ashram has been responding? Because I've interviewed you several times now. I mean, you haven't specifically said that you think the ashram is responsible for anything in terms of her disappearance, but just that they weren't quick enough to act. There weren't missing posters, but they went as far as to claim defamation based on some of your interviews, which isn't something I've ever really seen happen before during an active missing case like this. I mean, what did you make of the response, Colette?
It's not true. It's not defamation. It's just what they
hold on. Hold on. What? What?
Specifically said that you think the ashram is responsible for anything in terms of her disappearance, but just that they weren't quick enough to act. There weren't missing posters, but they went as far as to claim defamation based on some of your interviews, which isn't something I've ever really seen happen before during an active missing case like this. I mean, what did you make of the response, Colette?
Okay, hold on. I just need to point this out. This is what the retreat is doing now. They're now claiming that the mom is defaming the retreat. I'm sorry. I got to play this. It's funny. I forgot about this part. And real talk, they're sitting there going, you're defaming us. By talking about this, by sitting there saying that we haven't done anything to help try to find your daughter, you're defaming our company. Now, let me ask you guys something. Is this what any organization of any kind that may be connected to a person missing, is this how you're supposed to, is this how an organization is supposed to be conducting themselves when everybody's looking at them too for not doing anything? Make that make sense. Like, really, an organization that she went to, she paid a lot of money to go there, by the way, guys. They're very excited about it. And then she goes missing while she's at that retreat. The way that they've been handling things have been 2 big thumbs down, right? Terrible how they've been reacting and how they've been doing things. Her mom comes down. News Nation, even Brian Enton goes down there trying to figure out what the hell's going on and what the story is, what the happening is, right? And they start asking questions. Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat says, no, namaste, back off. We can't have you here. We don't need that energy. We're here about aligning your chakras, doing our sun salutations and all that stuff. And hey, if you're into yoga, you're into yoga, okay? And it's not a dig at that. But I get that they're there for tranquility, peace, happiness, relaxation. But at the same time, you have a student missing. And instead of actually being helpful, you're claiming that because of your lack of comeuppance, because of your lack of trying to bring awareness to this woman's missing case, you have a family sitting here going, hey, they're not helping. They're telling us to back off. They're asking us not to go onto into their area, into their school. Leave them be. When there could be students there that have information, there's so much to put in consideration, right? So much to put into consideration. And they're sitting here claiming defamation? Yo, that's insane. Let's be real. Students wanted to step forward and speak out, but the school was telling them what they can and cannot say. Imagine that. That was in the press release as well. I may pull up the press release again just to go through a few bullet points real quick, just to jog your all's memories. Just one more again. But this school, this retreat, has the audacity to try to control their students. Then when it comes to trying to bring awareness about Taylor Casey's case, they are trying to bury it under the ground. They're shunning away Brian Enton and other reporters from the retreat, from the area. And they're not at all helping at all with police in regards to any information that they might have, potentially could have, in regards to the disappearance of this person. That's absolutely insane to me. And now they're going defamation because the mama's starting to talk. And if she's not talking in some weird conspiracy theory, like, and that's why there's, she's not doing anything crazy like that. She's just sitting there going, my daughter's missing and they didn't do anything to help. It's there. It's not defaming. It's the truth. Get out of here. What kind of organization does this? You realize that Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's website, Goop, I'm sure they're going to be taking their stuff down, I'm sure, at some point. Because why would you want to give them 5-star reviews if they're treating people like they're less than 1 star? Doesn't matter how much money each person paid, how much more money they paid, how less money they paid, it doesn't matter. Every single student should feel safe and should feel like they're number one in that at that retreat, especially when they go missing. Have mercy.
It's not true. It's not defamation. It's just what they didn't do. I mean, my child had been missing 5 days before they even put up a flyer with Taylor missing on that resort, you know, and they didn't inform the other classmates, the students, that Taylor was missing. I don't understand that. When someone goes missing, everywhere else I've seen, it's reported everywhere and instantly. And I think I read in one of them reports that they reported my child missing in the afternoon. No, it was not in the afternoon because they told me to wait till after dinner time. And it wasn't until like 8, 9 o'clock that they even went to the Royal Bahamas police force.
Emily, what do you think needs to happen now? I mean, Colette's not getting any updates from the police. The embassy said that they were assisting, I think, initially. I mean, how does this move forward?
Well, you know, number one, I don't know how the embassy could co-sign this investigation. You know, we've said from the very beginning that the Royal Bahamas Police Force has said that they were working with the FBI, but we have been told multiple times that they are not working with the FBI. Rather, the legal attaché at the embassy has observer status to the investigation, that the Royal Bahamian Police Force needs to invite the FBI to actually investigation. And that's what needs to happen. And that's why we're calling on the US government to lean on the State Department so that they can encourage the Royal Bahamian Police Force to actually invite the FBI so that there is a real investigation.
Thank you for watching.
Yes. And see, that's the issue that I've been seeing, right? That's the one thing that they have been working at for a very, very long time. They have been trying to get the U.S. Embassy to get involved, the FBI to get involved in all that stuff, because at the end of the day, this person is still missing. Taylor is still missing, period, point blank. All right. Period, 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 period. We do not know. No one knows where this woman is. Where is Taylor? And now things have gotten even worse or more telling. Take a look at this title. Bahamas police chief involved in probe of missing Chicago yogi suspended over voice note scandal. Now, they're claiming this has nothing to do with any connection to Taylor's case, but at the same time, the fact that there is corruption within the Bahama Police Department says a lot. The fact that this is the chief of police, this isn't just some cop, you know, doing the, you know, on the beat. Okay. This is the police chief. So let's take a look at this, guys. Man. Okay. So the Royal Bahamas Police Force's chief superintendent was placed on garden leave. That's a new one for me. Amid an investigation into several missing persons cases, including that of Chicago woman who disappeared on a yoga retreat. We already know who that is. So, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, the officer in charge of the Force's Criminal Investigation Department, I think that's kind of important too. I'm going to highlight there. Okay. Agreed to a paid leave of absence on July 5th after voice notes involving him, unrelated to the searches, began circulating on social media. The 5 leaked voice notes allegedly feature Johnson negotiating an arrangement for the police to drop an investigation into a gang leader who was unalived in May. Okay, let me just... He said, drop the investigation. Okay. So RBPF officials later told reporters that the voice notes had raised serious concerns for the force and damaged its public image. This is what they said. The Royal Bahamas Police Force has a proud history of service. This is what the police commissioner said, okay, to NBC5. Unfortunately, there may be instances where individuals fall short of our standards of integrity. They used Chat GPT for this thing, didn't they? This is painful, especially if found within senior ranks. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody is above the law. Now, let me just say this again. This is a police chief that went out of his way to negotiate an arrangement for cops to drop the investigation on the unaliving of a gang member back in May. Who's to say that this particular police chief ain't trying to try to find Taylor because of his own personal views or what have you? But the fact that this particular person is this corrupt to try to drop the investigation on the unaliving of someone else, regardless if this person is a gang member or not, there obviously is some sort of cover up, and there is most definitely corruption within this police department. Have mercy. Let's continue on, though. He noted that the situation had impacted public trust and confidence in the police. Duh! The blow to the department comes as the Bahamian police continue to investigate several missing person cases, including that of Taylor Casey. Casey was last seen. We already know about all that. In an update, okay, they said that searches using divers and submersible drones have been conducted in the area where Casey's phone was found, but said it uncovered no new evidence. Now, of course, we already know the mom went down there, Colette Seymour, traveled to the Bahamas to meet with the police, U.S. Embassy officials, and members of the yoga retreat where her daughter had been last seen. Okay, I had to return home without her. This is every mother's worst nightmare. I felt an urgent need to return because without U.S. government support, we may never find out what happened to my Taylor because of the corruption. Because of the corruption, guys. It's crazy the timing. Just saying. It's pretty crazy the timing. You got to remember also, there, of course, like they said in this article, they issued a travel advisory for the Bahamas way back in January because of the armed robberies, the SA, the burglaries, the violent crimes, so on and so forth in that particular area. Now you got the chief of police, caught trying to negotiate dropping an investigation into a person's death. If that doesn't say corruption, I don't know what is. That's wild, right? Don't worry, we got a video to share that part too. Like I said, massively wild.
We have an update to a story we've been closely following here on News Nation. New fallout today after an American woman mysteriously disappeared in the Bahamas. 42-year-old Taylor Casey of Chicago has not been seen since June 19th when she went missing during a yoga retreat. And now we've learned that the chief superintendent of the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been placed on leave. The police force saying it comes after some voice memos emerged about local Bahamian gangs. And while the department is not specifically tying this to Taylor's case, it comes as her mother suspects discrimination in this investigation. Let's bring in senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who is live. Brian, what does all of this mean when it comes to the search for Taylor?
Well, Nicole, there's a lot of questions right now in terms of what really happened here. And you mentioned it. Her family, they're frustrated. They don't believe that the police investigation has been thorough. They don't believe that it's been taken seriously. And now comes this word that the police superintendent has actually been put on leave. Now, all indications are that the officer in charge of criminal investigations, Michael Johnson, has been put on leave because of what is being called a voice note scandal. There's no indication that the scandal has anything to do with the missing woman from Illinois. And
But there potentially could be. I hate to say it like that, but there potentially could be a connection here. Come on now. If he's willing to sit there, like I said, if he's willing to sit there and say, hey, avert your eyes, like, like just like, let's just drop this particular investigation on this particular case. Who's to say he's doing the same, could be doing the same thing on this and potentially many other missing person cases and other crimes as well? What if he's witnessing crimes with his own two eyes and all he's doing is this? Just looking the other way. Deals going on, so on and so forth, unalivings, etc. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Getting paid under the table, maybe. Let's be real. Think about this again. I get it. Getting, the voice memos and all that stuff, and it's only on that specific person, but the potential of him being connected to other things is appalling, guys. And I'm sorry, but this right now, right after we started hearing about the police lack of effort in trying to find Taylor to begin with, then now we're hearing that this police chief is now on leave. And also, by the way, he's on paid leave, which is trash. Okay? No police officer, especially if you've been caught red-handed being corrupt, should be getting paid while being suspended. That is a paid vacation. F all that. Cut the ties. Tell them to sign a letter of resignation. Let them get their, little, pension, okay, with the gold watch and keep it moving, okay? But miss me with the nonsense of paid leaves. It's just trash. But at the same time, this person's been caught red-handed, very corrupt. Very corrupt. So the timing is crazy. I don't think this is a coincidence, guys. I really don't. But then again, I could be wearing my tinfoil hat right now. Okay. It's just speculation, but you cannot blame people starting to do the math. Okay. Starting to do that crazy algebra, that trigonometry. Okay. After hearing all this information, let's continue on.
Instead is about corruption, and there's a whole corruption investigation happening behind the scenes. But still, it doesn't give Taylor's family faith in how the investigation is being run. Taylor went missing on June 19th from a yoga retreat on Paradise Island. This is actually new video inside the tent where she was staying at the retreat. Nicole, you can see that's where she was sleeping. She was supposed to be there for several weeks working to learn yoga so she could go back to Chicago and teach. But her family says she vanished and that her cell phone was actually found in the ocean, but they have not been able to access it, the police say. This is the latest from the police in the Bahamas. Take a listen.
That was checked by our technical team, trying to gain access to see what information that maybe could assist the investigation. We were unable to get into the phone.
Yeah.
We had the assistance of our U.S. partners, and up to now, they also is having problem trying to get in to that cell phone.
Now, they did find the phone. Like, this is a press conference that they actually did recently, very, very recently. And they basically are saying, hey, yeah, we tried it. We tried to break into Taylor's phone. We were very unsuccessful. We moved it to another group, to the U.S., try to get them to break into the phone so that we can get maybe some more info, so on and so forth. And they were not successful either, which is sad, which is bad news in my personal opinion. But I will say though, there has been some other new updates as well, saying that they have dogs did pick up a scent in a tent, and allegedly that scent led a path straight into the water. Now, could that mean that she just went straight into the water and never came back out? Possible. Or did she go into the water and then walk back out and walk somewhere else? Anything's possible. Remember the scents, the scents on dogs and all that stuff, they have a tendency, it's all wonky. We've heard about that at great lengths recently, right? So anything's possible, but they say that they took a scent from a tent and then it went into the water, down the beach into the water, allegedly. So I don't know what that means. And I don't know if it was a cadaver dog. All I know is that it was dogs, okay, that they picked up a scent and it went straight into the water. What that means, don't know. I don't know. Now, yes, Emily, they could be that too. Shoot, there's been all kinds of shark attacks all over the place. What are the chances, right? Chances are that could happen too. But nonetheless, she is still missing. Doesn't matter if she was happy as a clam. Okay? Walking into that water, swimming around, and then never returns. She is still missing, right? So let's continue on.
Yeah, we've been told that the FBI is also trying to get into the phone, but hasn't been successful. The family has said their retreat where she was staying, they believe has not been forthcoming with information, and that guests staying there were not even aware that Taylor was missing. But the retreat, it's called Savanandra Ashram, says they are cooperating with the investigation, and they believe that Taylor may have voluntarily left her tent and left the ashram on her own. They released a news statement to News Nation. It says, in part, Taylor is a beloved member of our Sivananda Ashram community, and we are doing our level best to help searching for her while continuously praying for her safety. We sympathize with her mother, Ms. Seymour, and her friends and family. We share their pain at this difficult moment. However, we feel that it is better if we all stand together and work together to find Taylor rather than blame others or share misinformation.
Now, I want you guys to see this. Okay? Look at this statement made by the yoga retreat again. It's interesting that they say they're trying to be peaceful, but then they kind of do a little stick at the end. Notice that? Okay? She's a beloved member of the Shivananda yoga community, and we're doing our level best. What level is that then? I'm wondering what level best is, because I've never heard of. I'm telling you, would you ever tell your spouse, honey, I'm doing my level best? What does that mean? honey, I love you, but I'm doing my level best. What is that? What does that mean? But they're doing the level best, okay? To help searching for her while continuously praying for her safety. They haven't done a doggone thing. So what are they doing? Level best, my ass. What the hell is level best? So then, what's in the box? But then we sympathize with her mother. And her friends and family. We share their pain at this difficult moment. However, we feel that it is better if we all stand together and work together to find Taylor rather than blame others or share misinformation. What is the misinformation? That's what I'd like to know that the family is saying. No flyers around. They feel like that no one's trying to help. They're telling reporters and all that to just kind of namaste, but F off. Namaste. So what information is being put out here that's not true? I'm quite vexed by this statement. Whatever could they mean? So yeah, that is a statement. they have not really been doing very well. They have not been doing well with their statements, like, at all. I don't know who their PR is. They definitely did not use Chat GPT for this, like, not at all. I don't think they thought this one through, because, again, this is another one where it's kind of like namaste, but then it's a middle finger. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of a dig at the mom and the family and the friends that are asking for more transparency from them. What is up with them? 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 And what is level best? What does that mean? What does that mean? Moving on, though. Trash statement, by the way. Trash.
The U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas is aware of the investigation, but Taylor's family is urging the U.S. government and the FBI to do more, be more involved. They say they have not even gotten a call or an update from police in the Bahamas in weeks, but they are expecting to now get some kind of briefing towards the end of this week.
Well, that's what we're hoping for, right? Because now that the corruption has been unearthed, the truth has been put out here, that maybe police are going to do everything they can, because now optically they look corrupt and all messed up. So hopefully they're going to try to pick up this more than just fumbled ball and try to run it to the end zone. I did a football analogy. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Gang, gang. Okay. So very interesting, right? Very, very interesting indeed. But the corruption is real. That's what I think. And I think it has to do with there could be very selective. They could be very selective in the cases that they want to look at and focus on. They could be helping other criminals, possibly. They could just be like, hey, we don't care about this particular person because we don't like their lifestyle or who they are, or maybe with Taylor's situation, because of her lifestyle, because of her choices, we don't want to support that. We don't need to find her. If she's missing, she's missing. She'll come up at some point. That's what it kind of seems like. Or they know the person who took Taylor, possibly, or any of these other missing cases that they have out there, and they're just not talking about it. They're averting their eyes because maybe they're getting paid. They're part of the payroll. I know that's the tinfoil hat moment right there, guys. That was a tinfoil hat moment brought to you by the Pascal Show. Yes. Every time we're wrong. But that's a theory, right? Every time that happens, I instantly look and go, okay, what else is corrupt within that department? Because I guarantee you it's more than just that officer. There are more that are involved. You're telling me that he just operates alone? He just out here a lone wolf? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so, guys. Moving on, we got another video for you guys. One last one. Let's take a look. Hit the like button down below, please.
Research continues for missing local woman Taylor Casey. She was last seen in the Bahamas. She's been missing now for about 2 weeks. The 41-year-old was in the Bahamas for a yoga retreat. She was last seen around Paradise Island on June the 19th. Yesterday, the Royal Bahamas Police Force took the family to the site of the retreat. They also revealed that they found Taylor's phone under 50-plus feet of water. For so far, they have not been able to get any information from that phone. Police say that they're using every resource they have in hopes of finding her.
Results will not come overnight, but rest assured, the investigation is being vigorously pursued.
Now I think it's vigorously being pursued now, but it's 2 damn weeks later, by the way.
It will not disappear.
Casey's mother, Colette Seymour, says she didn't see any missing person posters when she first arrived in Bahamas. She says that without the U.S. government support, they may never find her daughter.
Um, yes, that's exactly. But see, this is the problem. Now that they've unleashed or have exposed that there has been corruption, are they going to do everything they can to find Taylor? That's the ongoing question that I have for this whole thing. Now, Chrissy, I want to say thank you so much for both super chats. I'm going to blaze through these really quick. Sorry if someone asked, but I'm new to the case. Was Taylor very special or more soft spoken? Bless her heart for a miracle, or praying for a miracle. Fingers crossed for a miracle. Sorry. Thanks, Pascal, to the chat. Was she very social? I'm sorry. Or more soft spoken? That's something I don't know. That's actually a good question. I do not know. Maybe Taylor kept to herself. I do not know. Sorry, I misread that. Social. Okay. Is she social or soft spoken? I'm wondering. Okay. I am quite curious about that, but yeah, I don't know. I really, really don't know. Also, Chrissy, thank you again. Any chance Nancy NG's? Disappearance from yoga retreat last year could be linked to Taylor. Could retreat or bad actors attending be linked? I don't know about Nancy N's case. I don't know that one. I think I've heard about it. Like I think she went kayaking or something like that, and then she went missing. Is that the right case? I don't remember. I just heard about it. I never covered it. I just heard about that. I don't know if there's any connection to that per se. I don't. But I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. I just don't know. Could retreat or bad actors attending be linked? That's the other thing I think a lot of people are looking at as well. There has been a lot of speculation and a lot of people side-eyeing the actual retreat itself, especially on how they've been responding and reacting to things as of late. It is weird that they instantly go, oh, they're defaming us. Mama's defaming us. We don't like that. That's weird to me. Instead of going, what can we do to help? What can we do to help ease the parents, this mother's pain? What can we do to give her a little bit more clarity and a little bit more understanding of what the last moments her daughter had before she disappeared here at this retreat? What can we do to help you? Help me help you, right? Let me know what you need from me, and I will give it to you tenfold with bells on. But that's not what they're doing. In fact, they're kind of jabbing back. They're jabbing, not even jabbing back. They're just jabbing at the mom. And the question is, why would you do such a thing? Why are you reacting in such a fashion? The mom just wants to know where her kid is. That's it. But they keep going, just like the rando gal just said, they keep on going in this passive-aggressive type of fashion that makes them look guilty as hell, that makes them look suspect as hell. It's not good. And I'm telling you right now, this is not how you do it, guys. I don't recommend this, okay? If you own like a Piggly Wink and some kid goes into that Piggly Wink and walks out and it's the last place he was seen walking in and out of, and then he goes and it goes missing, trust me, they're going to start asking your establishment, hey, what happened to my kid when he walked into this Piggly Wink? But if you react in a way of like, oh, now you're trying to defame me. Now you're trying to talk bad about my private business. It's like, no, we're not. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. We're asking questions. But if you're out here not putting up posters, not letting people know, especially patrons that are walking in and out of that Piggly Wink, you're not even letting people know, hey, there was a kid that was here last week, a couple days ago, in fact. He is not here anymore. He's missing. We don't know where he went. There's a flyer right here. There's a flyer at the door. There's a flyer in both bathrooms. There's a flyer on every single nook and cranny of this Piggly Wink. Just so you know, Have you seen the kid? That's it. But they're not doing that. They're doing a lot of catch-up. They're doing a lot of catch-up, in my personal opinion. And then when they get an opportunity to speak out and make a statement, they still try to jab at the mom, trying to stick it to the mom. They're not making their situation better. Optically, they're making it a lot worse. Tired as a mother. Thank you so much. Money talks and silences. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know, guys. This is very bad. Okay. And I really, if the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat is listening or watching this show, y'all need to do better. Okay. You need to reapproach your statements or have somebody else write your stuff. If you are writing, if the person who's writing it is that emotionally thwarted, okay, by this situation, maybe you need to get somebody else who can do it in a more diplomatic fashion, because these statements are not helping your case at all. And now people are not going to want to go to your retreat anymore because of how you guys are conducting yourself surrounding this missing person's case, because it shows that you don't care. It shows all you do care about is the money and your rep, not the person that went missing from your retreat. But I will say this, if they are listening, it's never too late to turn it all the way around. It really isn't too late. You could literally start asking students to speak up and give the police more information, give the family information. Stop telling the students what they can and can't say. Rewrite another statement that comes with care and love and sensitivity, not some passive aggressive backhanded statement like that last one. There's still time, but time is running out, because at the end of the day, we still don't know where Taylor Casey is. And that's the problem. So I'm hoping at some point here, everything, even police, start to get their ish together and start working on trying to find this young woman, because there's a family that wants to see her home. And she should be home, safe. So we're going to keep on talking about it and bringing awareness about it, because, hey, she's nowhere to be found. So hopefully we'll find her very, very soon. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. As I always say, thank you. Okay? Without you guys, I'd be talking to a wall. So thank you so much for being here, having the conversation, bringing awareness to this. Please hashtag her name, share this feed, make a TikTok, make a YouTube video. I don't care. Bring awareness to this case, because she deserves to be found just like any other person. Okay? Doesn't matter the walk of life. They deserve to be found, period. A family is missing her, and she needs to get home. Okay? But there is corruption in the Bahamas, and that's very disturbing and sad. And I'm hoping they unearthed and exposed the chief. I'm hoping whoever else, whatever other officers that are involved in that corruption are taken down with the swiftness. I hope that happens soon, because at the end of the day, it's not only Taylor's case, it's many other cases that already exist and future cases that are not getting the proper investigation, the proper care that they rightfully deserve. So, anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, crush it, hit that reaction button if you're watching on those other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, hit that follow button, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X/Twitter. Show some love, go over there, be a part of the family over there, okay? Please subscribe to this main channel. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go subscribe over there. That'll be amazing. And if you want to support the channel on this main channel, please go hit that join button down below, become a member, or you can go and check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below right here. Okay, guys? But anyway, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Be on the lookout. I don't think I'm going to be doing the live trial tomorrow because of, I just don't know if I have time to be able to set everything up and get everything moving and then go out there and do what I need to do. So I'm going to go focus on what I need to focus on. I'm very excited about it. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. And I'll be sharing that with you guys tomorrow for sure. Okay. But there are some other cases, other topics that we are going to be talking about before I go off and do this thing. So be sure to be here with me early in the morning tomorrow. We got some things to talk about and other cases to bring up. Okay. So again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show some love, and I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. It's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Talk to you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.